Tinubu, Tinubu, this thing that you are watching DSS do to Sowore and you are keeping quiet about it will cost you more. And sincerely speaking, I'm going to tell you now head on, from now onward, I'm going to have nothing more rather than coming to state the obvious in regards to you. Sincerely speaking, it's better you allow the sleeping dog lies. We know that Nigeria is a kind of a kangaroo country of which we are left to choose between evils of necessity. But in so doing again, go about that. Allow every other person, but allow people that are of good conscience to actually fight or do things the way they understand. But if we go this way, I am telling you, it will cost you more. And politically, it will cost you more than what is costing you at the moment. Just like me and a lot have actually decided for now. And let's start it from now onward. And I'm going to be doing episode of these videos in Hausa as well. Well, for people that cares to know, in 1993, in Chicago, the U.S. government launched an investigation into a heroin trafficking ring or whatever. And of which, at the end of the day, they discovered that there was some certain amount of money in the account which Tinubu happens to be controlling, that was as a result of proceeds of substance trafficking, that is heroin. At the end of the day, as they initiated the investigation or whatever, somehow along the way, Tinubu was mentioned. And as a result of the fact that he was also part of the figure in the sense that some of these monies were traced into his account. And as a result of it was not taken to court or whatever, out of civil, whatever, it was now agreed that finally Tinubu forfeited $460,000. $460,000 to the United States government. And that was how it continued, right? And since he never got to the court, he was never charged or whatever, he forfeited that. I want to believe a gentleman's agreement or whatever you call it. But let's assume it's something he doesn't know or he was not involved in it. But recently, the US now decided to come up and say that, the United States government decided to come up and say that they want to release the files of those transactions and of the transactions of the account that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu did that somehow is tied to this substance trafficking issue. But what did our current president do? He actually hired a US lawyer. And to be more specific, the lead counsel then was somebody Oluwole Afolabi, to go and actually tell the US of the need not to release those reports. Not to release those reports. And somebody like me now, that I want to believe a clear conscience fears no accusation. The next question that comes to my mind is, why will somebody that knows that his hands are clean will not want such records to be released? Because at a point in time, before the election that even made him the president, this was actually dominating the media. And somebody like me now, I want to believe this is an avenue to clear my name. But do you know what our president did? He hired lawyers to go and tell them of the need not to release that. Because when such incidents happened, he was not a public figure. But now he's a public figure. But the question I keep asking is, what is the relationship between a public figure and being a non-public figure to Nigerians? And to Nigerians is very important in the sense that when you become a public figure, these are some of the things that we would like to know so that we will know who we are dealing with. So why are you stopping that? Why are you actually stopping that? If your hands are clean, just like I said, a clear conscience face no accusation. And now coming back to the aspect of Sowore calling him a criminal. Well, the fact is there are many definitions to a criminal. There's the legal concept of defining somebody as a criminal, which is the fact that he must be charged and he must be prosecuted or whatever. But there are other aspects of referring to somebody as a criminal again. And when you look at it, check it, you get to see that anybody that has some evidences piled up against him in regards an illegal doing or a wrongdoing can be termed as a criminal. And that is just the fact. So as a result of that, will it be wrong if Sowore comes out and say that you are a criminal? Not legally, because he was not discussing it legally. He was discussing it as a concerned citizen and as a legitimate citizen. So what is the point? What are you trying to hide? So the fact is, sincerely speaking, if you will listen to this counsel well, Sowore is the least of your problem. Allow the sleeping dogs to lie before we actually expose a lot more and talk about a lot more. And possibly if you term this as cyberbullying again, let's see where I have not stated the obvious of what you have been involved in and things that you can be tied to. And let's go by it this way. I'm telling you so far, this is going to be me for now. At least till you release a man. Talk.